folks. Chris, Kentucky Woodsman. Today we are hiking back to the Devil's Bathtub on the Devil's Fork Loop Trail. And I am going to give you a step-by-step process of getting to the Devil's Bathtub and the Devil's Swimming Hole. Stay tuned, we're going to have a lot of fun. Many of you guys may or may not have watched my Devil's Bathtub hiking the Devil's Fork Trail video here on YouTube. But if you have, this is going to be a volume 2 for that video. I get a lot of questions asked of me. People making the comments, people message me wanting to know how far it is and how hard is it. And I'm hoping maybe this will help everyone out, give everyone a little better idea how to get here, and just be good reference material for anyone wanting to hike up to Devil's Bathtub and Devil's Swimming Hole. My first recommendation to you is to arrive early, and it would be best if you could bring a vehicle that has a high clearance. The parking lot is very rough and it fills up very fast. We are here today at about 10:30, 11 o'clock, and as you can see, it's already full. And this is all the parking you have. Now once you leave the parking lot, you'll go up the steps, and the first thing you'll come to is this gate. This gate is a bit deceptive, but all you'll do is you'll go under it, go around it, and just keep on treading. Now one thing I want to say is there is approximately 13 creek crossings. Most of the time they are not an issue, but it's all dependent upon how much rain we've had. If you have outdoor hiking sandals, it's probably recommended that you wear them or bring 2 pairs of shoes, because it's very likely that your feet will get wet. Okay, we're coming upon the first creek crossing. And as you can see, this is typical levels for the Devil's Fork. In most creek crossings, people have placed rocks strategically to where you won't have to walk in the water, which is the case right here. Right after your first creek crossing, you're going to come to this sign right here. Now, you see the top sign says Devil's Fork Loop Trail, Devil's Bathtub. Both ways will get you to the Devil's Bathtub, but you want to take the left hand spur of the loop trail. It's if you're wanting to get in and get out. The Devil's Loop Fork Trail, about 99% sure is about 7 miles round trip all the way around the loop, and if you go to the left, it's about a 4-mile round trip. So all depends upon your time and how much time you want to spend hiking. But if you want the fastest way to Devil's Bathtub, take the left hand trail. Now, something to be aware of is on the Devil's Fork Loop Trail, there is a lot of rocks and roots. It's very important that you are careful and watch your step. You can twist an ankle, break a leg real quick on this trail. Okay, we have arrived at one of the hardest and longest creek crossings. It involves a lot of rock hopping and a lot of balancing, so be very careful on this section of the trail and this creek crossing. There is a couple of others that's similar to this, but this by far is the hardest one to cross. So here we go. Now the thing about this crossing is there's not really a trail to get out of the creek on. So you're kind of in the creek for a ways. So if the water is up, you will be wading water. Today it's relatively dry, so just involves a bunch of hopping around on some rocks. And then I do caution you to be very careful coming up out of the creek. The bank typically stays damp and wet, making it very slippery. Well, we made it through that one without me falling on camera. Let's keep on hiking. I urge you to bring plenty of water with you on this trip. But as with any type of hiking, whatever you carry in, please carry back out. Remember, practice leave no trace, no matter where you're hiking. Okay, here's another one of the creek crossings. This one is a little bit deceptive. If you look at it, you think you're going to go up across that log jam, but instead you go to the right just a little bit. You'll see the trailblazers. They go around this tree and between the tree and the rock. Another thing I will warn you about, you are in rattlesnake, copperhead, and black bear country. If you run into any of these creatures, give them a wide berth. They won't bother you if you don't bother them. We are starting to get relatively close to our destination. One thing you will see shortly is you will see a big, large waterfall slash rock hole, or whatever you want to call it, area. And you have a very narrow ledge to traverse. It does have a handhold, and I highly caution you to use the handhold. You don't want to fall into this hole. Okay, we have reached the big hole that I spoke of. As you can see, there's a pretty good ways down if you fall, so beware. Here is the rope that I mentioned. I highly recommend using the rope. These rocks in here are very slick.
Oh, I think she meant do this to demonstrate that. Okay. Even though this is blurry, I still like it.
And very narrow. Now, a lot of people, when they get to this area, there's a big water hole just up above me here. That is known as the Devil's Swimming Hole. What you will need to do is you will need to cross the creek right here. You will go up this bank, go out the trail just a little further, and if you start looking to your left, the actual Devil's Bathtub will be over the hill, and the trail has signs that will take you there. So stay with us, we're almost there. Be very, very cautious on this section of the trail. As you can see, there's a lot of places to fall in here. Trip, twist an ankle, just generally get hurt. You come out on this flat trail, You are roughly 100 yards, maybe a little less than that, to the actual Devil's swimming hole. Now, coming through the trees, you will find this sign.
You want to video this?
Devil's Bathtub. We go up the trail just a short distance to climb over into it. But right now, we're going to take our first glimpse of the Devil's Bathtub itself from up above. And here, my friends, is the Devil's Bathtub. It doesn't look as spectacular from up here. The water levels are a little bit down, but it is still very deep. And I will be taking a plunge into the tub here shortly. And like I said, just past that sign, we're just 50 feet or so past the sign. You will see an area that is very easy to traverse to get down to the Devil's Bathtub. Okay, folks, this is the Devil's Bathtub. What do you say we go for a swim? What do you think? It's gonna be cold. Let's do it anyway. Okay, folks, that was the Devil's Bathtub. Now we are at the Devil's swimming hole. This water hole is very deceptive. There's parts of it that is very shallow. There's other parts of it that is very deep, down to almost 14 feet, I've been told anyway. And I would guess from past experience that it is probably very close to that depth. So, what do you say we go for a plunge in the Devil's swimming hole now? Okay, folks, that's how you get to Devil's Bathtub step by step. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope this helps some of you out. I get a lot of questions on my YouTube channel wanting to know just exactly how you get here. Well, here's the way. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Have a good day, everyone.